Welcome back. We are exploring a fundamental concept in economics in this video: economic coordination. To truly benefit from trade, it's not enough for people to simply exchange goods or services. For trade to be effective, choices must be coordinated. And over centuries, societies have developed powerful tools to make this possible. In this video, we will look at the four key social institutions that help coordinate economic activity: farms, markets, property rights, and money. Each of these institutions play an important role in guiding choices and aligning incentives, allowing us to reap the benefits of trade in an organized way. So, let's dive into how these institutions work together to make economic coordination possible and why they are essential to functioning economy. So here is a breakdown of definitions that we have about the four key institutions in the economy. To reap the gains, the trades, the choices of individuals must be coordinated. And to make the coordination works, four complementary social institutions needed to better coordinations. So we need these four social institutions to better coordination that evolve over the time. Let's start with farms. So a farm is an economic unit that hires factors of production like labor, capital, and land, and organizes these factors to produce and sell goods and services. But why farms are important? Because farms play an important role in economy by driving production, creating jobs, and generating income. They respond to market demands, innovate, and also contribute to economic growth. The second player or second institution in the economy is markets. A market is any arrangement that enables buyers and sellers to get information and conduct business with each other. Why markets are important? That facilitate the exchange of goods and services, determine prices, and allocate resources efficiently. They can take various forms, including physical marketplace, online platforms, and financial exchange. The institution number 3 is property rights. The property rights are the social arrangement that government ownership, use, and disposal of resources, goods, or services. Why property rights are important? Because clear property rights incentivize investment and efficient resource use. They help prevent disputes, encourage responsible management, and allow individuals and firms to capitalize on their investments. And finally, we have money. Money is any commodity or token that is generally accepted as a means of payment. But why money as a social institution is important to make the coordinations in the economy? In fact, money serves as a medium of exchange, a unit of account, and a store of value. It simplifies transactions, facilitates trades, and underpins economic stability by providing a reliable method of valuing goods and services. Overall, these concepts form the foundations of economic theory and practice. Understanding farm, markets, property rights, and money helps elucidate how economies operate and how resources are allocated, and how value is created and exchanged. If you would like to explore any of these concepts further or need additional information, let's write in comments. In summary, a farm is an economic unit that hires factors of productions and recognizes as factors to produce sales, goods, and services. A market is any arrangement that enables to get information and business with each others. Property rights are social arrangement that government ownerships or govern ownership, use, and disposal of resources, goods, or services. And finally, money is any commodity or token that generally accepted as a means of payment. Coordination, circular flows through markets. The concept of circular flows in a market economy illustrates the interconnectedness between households and farms. Here is a breakdown of how these flows works, as well as the significance of these interactions. So, we want to have an overview about the circular flow model, where we have household. The household, at the first step, are individual or groups of people living together who provide factors of production like labor to farms in exchange for income, wage, rent, or dividends. Farms. These are business that uses the factors of productions to create goods and services, and they sell these goods and services to households and other farms. Second is the flow of goods and services. Flows of goods and services here. The directions of the goods and services flow is from farms to household. The process is that farms produces goods and services, which are then consumed by households. This consumption is essential for fulfilling the needs and wants of the populations. The next flow is belonging to the factors of production that are land, labor, and capital. Here, the factors of production is the next flows. What is the direction of factors of productions? They are flow from household to farms. In which process? The process is that households supply their labor and resources to farms, enabling production process. In return, they receive income which can be used for consumption. The next is flow of money, that in this case, in the circular flows is wage, rent, interest, profits, and so on. The direction of the money is flows in the opposite directions and from household to farms and vice versa. How? Let's consider it together the first condition, when the flow of money from the household to farms. This takes place when household pay to farms, because households use their income to purchase goods and services from farms. The second condition, when the flow is take place from farms pay to households, when farms pay wages and rents to households for their labors and resources. But what is the significance of cash flows? Or what is the significance of circular flows? Why this is very important? There are three reasons that circular flow have a significant role in economy. First is economic interdependence. The circular flow model highlights how households and farms depend on each other. Households provide the necessary labor and resources, while farms supply goods and services. The next reason that why this circular flow is important is market equilibrium. The interaction between the flows of goods or services and money helps establish market equilibrium, where supply meets demands and leading to stable prices. And finally, why this circular flows is significant. Number 3 reason is that economic activity measurement. The circular flow can be used to measure overall economic activity and helping economists assess the health and productivity of economics. Overall, understanding the circular flows in the market is fundamental to grasping how economies function. It illustrates the dynamic relationship between households and farms and highlighting the flow of goods, services, and money that sustain economic activity. If you like to dive deep into any specific aspects in this model, please give your idea in comments to me. Coordinating decisions that take place through price adjustment. What is the meaning of this in this context? In the market economy, prices plays a very important role in coordinating the decisions of the buyer and sellers. But how it takes place? It takes place generally through the three different or four different ways. The first way is about the role of price. Prices serves as a signals to both consumers and producers. When prices change, they convey information about the scarcity or abundance of the goods and services. And as a role of price, the prices have incentive roles. Price changes creates incentives for both buyers and sellers to adjust their behavior. For instance, a rise in price may encourage producers to increase supply while discourage consumers from the purchasing as much. The second way is how price adjustment work through the demand and supply interactions. In the way increasing demand, if consumer preferences shift or income rises, the demand for the goods may increase. This shift results in higher prices as consumers compete to purchase the limited quantity available. And finally, the market equilibrium. The price at which the quantity demanded by consumers equals the quantity supplied by producer is known as the equilibrium price. At this point, the market is balanced and there is no surplus or shortage. But how it's worked? This works by adjustment mechanism. If there is a surplus, excess supply, prices tend to be fall until equilibrium is restored, and if there is a shortage, excess demands, prices tend to be rise, again leading to return in equilibrium. And finally, efficiency and resource allocations. If an efficient resource use means that price adjustments help allocate resource efficiently. When prices reflect the true cost of productions and the value consumers place on goods, resources are directed toward their most valued uses. Consumer and producer surplus is the next mechanism. That is, the interaction of supply and demand mediated by prices create consumer surplus, the difference between consumers are willing to pay and what they actually pay, and producer surplus. Overall, price adjustments are fundamental to how markets coordinate individual decisions, guiding the behavior of consumers and producers alike. These dynamic interactions ensure that resources are allocated efficiently, adapting to changing preferences and production costs. Thank you so much for your attention. Please follow me for the next video for the course.